So, yeah, the detective sort of glared at me, and I just thought, oh boy, he's spoken to my family. They've all said that it's me that's the issue. It's not the father. It's not the grandfather. It's not the um, anyway. It's not the other father. Yeah, and it astounds me that my sister and my mother will protect these men come hell or high water. They don't do any investigation to protect the children. They don't want to know at all. If there is anything, they don't want to know. They would rather call me a liar. They would rather call me crazy than actually do any investigation in order to protect the children. They literally do not want to know. Which is great for these guys because the guys will go to them, oh, there's no way this can be true. We didn't do anything. It's all clear. It's not us. And of course, they don't want any of the issues that I've had. They don't want the persecution that I've had. They would rather brush it under the carpet, and this is normal. I mean, this is studied. It's normal. They would rather brush it under the carpet, and not face it. So yeah, they were of course protecting my son's father, saying this was all me. Didn't even know the story, didn't even know what my son had told me, didn't even know all the events that had happened previously. They just blindly protected the father. So social services started to come knocking on my door, and also my son's father initiated court proceedings to get custody of my son. So it was unbelievable. I can't even describe to you the oppression, the anxiety, the stress, the hopelessness, the helplessness, that I was going through. Because little did I know that social services have zero power. And, I had no idea how they operated. And I honestly believe they're a really evil institution. And I believe that because they're not funded enough, or they couldn't care enough, they take the path of least resistance. They just really it's contact with the father no matter what. It doesn't matter what the father's done. And in an ideal world, if any mother would bring this up, well, in an ideal world there wouldn't be abuse at all, so there would be no issues. But in a moral kind of sane world, if any abuse is raised, it should be investigated to the nth degree. If I was in control of things, I would make sure that child was immediately in play therapy. The contact with the father was immediately stopped, and the issue is resolved immediately. It's nipped in the bud, no issues. And the minute that child discloses to a third party that there was abuse in any way, shape, or form, instant cut off. No contact with the father whatsoever, because that father is never going to change. They're never going to improve. And if you really, I suppose if I was in control as well, I would get that father therapy to be like, what the hell is wrong with you? That is your child, and why are you abusing your own child? That's what I would do. But yeah, unfortunately, the world doesn't work that way. So social services started coming to my house. Um, and yeah, I can't even remember. My son was still breastfeeding. So they would take notes that my son was still breastfeeding, and this was not